Hi, I'm Lesley McAllister, author of Yoga in the Music Studio and The Balanced Musician. In this video series, we will be talking about pranayama, or breathing exercises. Prana is the Sanskrit word for breath, and it can also be translated as life force or energy. So pranayama is the third limb on the Eightfold Path outlined by Patanjali in his Yoga Sutras, and it is intended to precede asana, or the practice of physical postures. Today we'll be talking about Ujjayi pranayama, which can be translated as victorious breath. This is a type of breath work that's intended to be used during the performance of asana to help unite breath and body. In Ujjayi pranayama, we use a sound focus. We use a hissing sound in the back of the throat that helps to really harness the attention so you can have a one-pointed focus on the body during the physical postures. For anyone, pranayama cannot just be used during the performance of yoga poses, but it can also be used in meditation and also to precede practice and performance. Because pranayama exercises are intended to harness the life force or the energy of the body, they can serve either a relaxing or a activating function. They can either heat or cool the body, but no matter what, they do focus the mind. So for musicians, this can be ideal to prepare for peak performance, to help them get just the right amount of energy that they need. All musicians will benefit from having an immediate relaxing effect upon taking a slow, deep breath. For musicians who use the breath in singing or playing wind or brass instruments, pranayama techniques can help them to expand breath capacity and to gain better control over their breath. But for all musicians, we can benefit from learning to take this slow, deep breath and learning to align breath and body so that we can have that one-pointed attention when we perform. In any type of breath work, it's usually a good idea to perform isolated breath work from a seated position. So you can do that from a chair. You can also sit in easy seated pose, as I am now, with one leg crossed in front of the other. You can sit on top of a block in easy seated pose or sukhasana. You can sit in hero's pose with the hips over the heels. And you can also place a block, just like this one here, under the hips in hero's pose as well. So any of these options will work. In that seated position, we can do a little bit of a quick check of alignment, making sure that our ears are over our shoulders, are over our hips, and then we can think about rooting into the sits bones. You can rest the backs of your hands on the knees, or you can rest the palms on the knees, whatever feels more comfortable. And then go ahead and draw the shoulders up by the ears, and then draw them down, taking the shoulder blades together down the back. So for Ujjayi pranayama, this is a balanced type of breathing. So when we're performing the poses, we can think about having the same amount of time for the inhalation and the exhalation. In other types of breathing techniques, we might extend either the inhale or the exhale. Here we want to keep it balanced, and a pretty typical approach is a 4-count in breath followed by a 4-count out breath. So in Ujjayi pranayama, we want to create a hissing sound at the back of the throat. We do this by constricting the muscles at the back of the throat. And a really easy way to learn this is to take the hand, place it just in front of the mouth, and then we can imagine fogging up a mirror on the exhalation. So you can inhale, keeping the mouth closed, and then exhale with an open mouth. Imagine you're fogging up that mirror. I'll try that a couple more times. And again. Once you're used to making that sound, then you can think about closing the mouth both for the inhale and the exhale. In yoga, typically we breathe in and out through the nose. This allows for greater control of the breath, and it also allows us to filter out any materials that come in through the nasal passageways. So here we'll go ahead and try closing the mouth, inhaling and exhaling, and see if you can still get that same hissing sound. This is sometimes called oceanic breath. You can imagine it's the sound of wind moving through the trees or the ocean. Some people even think of it as the sound of Darth Vader breathing. So go ahead and inhale for a count of 4, keeping that hissing sound. And exhale. Again. And exhale. Very nice. This time we'll go ahead and add movement. So we'll inhale our arms overhead, looking up, and then exhaling them back down to our side. So go ahead and inhale, looking up. Touching the fingertips, and exhale, looking down. Try that one more time. Inhale up. And exhale, looking down. This time we'll add a side twist. Inhale, looking up at the hands. And then exhale, right hand to left knee, twisting open. Left hand comes behind you. Inhale, the hands overhead again. And exhale to the opposite side. Left hand to right knee. One more time. Inhale, hands overhead. Exhale into that side twist to your left side. Inhale, looking up. And exhale to the opposite side, opening up through that chest as you look over your shoulder. Inhale the hands overhead once more, and then exhale to prayer position in front of the heart, keeping the hands pressing lightly together and the thumbs touch the sternum. So this time we'll go ahead and take the hands lightly beside the hips. And on your next inhale, we'll think of it as a cat-cow movement. So we'll inhale to open the chest, open the heart, looking up, and then exhale to round the back, tucking the chin to the chest. Inhale to look up again, opening through the chest. And then exhale, think of drawing the belly button in toward the spine as you round through the back. Beautiful. Were you able to keep that Ujjayi breath going through all of that movement? As we begin to move through poses, you can start to think about how you can continue to use Ujjayi pranayama to keep yourself focused on what the body is doing at the time. In our next installment, we'll talk about uni-nostril breathing and alternate nostril breathing as ways to prepare for peak performance. Thank you so much for watching.